Beloved soul, let the noise fade. This moment did not arrive by accident. Something in the thin veil of the unseen has been stirring around you since the sun rose, pressing gently against your chest like a soft, radiant presence, urging you not to close your eyes tonight without hearing what heaven has been arranging in silence. There is a quiet, spiritual electricity gathering in the air, a subtle, divine pressure calling your name with a clarity your mind has not yet caught, but your spirit has already recognized. You have been walking through a stretch of days where the atmosphere felt heavy in ways you could not explain, where the spiritual horizon seemed to widen and tighten at the same time, and where the pulse of destiny around your life felt like it was shifting under your feet. This is not confusion. This is awakening breath. This is the moment where heaven leans closer than breath and begins to realign you with the destiny alignment meant for this exact night. Chosen one, you have been sensing something rising inside you, a trembling not of fear but of ancient knowing. You thought you were tired, but heaven calls it spiritual emergence. You thought you were losing grip, but heaven calls it elevation. You thought the quiet around you was emptiness, but heaven calls it preparation for a breakthrough season you are finally ready to hold. There is a reason the unseen winds guiding the heart have circled back to you again and again. You have been asking questions no one around you could answer. You have been carrying a weight that no earthly comfort could lift. You have been standing in a doorway between who you were and who you are becoming, feeling the ground shift like something holy is rearranging your inner world from the inside out. And tonight, heaven needs you to know this. You are stepping into a profound spiritual awakening, one that will reshape your wealth mindset, your emotional healing, and your capacity to walk in abundance without fear. Nothing that was taken will remain lost. Nothing that delayed you will stay in your way. You are entering a moment where divine purpose becomes clearer than memory, where personal transformation rises through the chambers of your being like warm light gathering beneath your ribs. There is a sacred alignment forming around your life. The unseen doors you thought were sealed are beginning to tremble. The threads of your destiny are tightening, pulling you toward clarity, toward restoration, toward the elevation that has been waiting on your willingness to release who you no longer are. And every breath you take in this moment is ushering you into a future that has been calling your name since before you understood its shape. Beloved soul, pause your mind and let your spirit listen. Heaven is not asking you to be strong tonight. Heaven is asking you to be still. In that stillness, the truth will rise. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not wandering. You are being positioned. And what rises after this night will not resemble anything you have walked through before. If your heart is sensing this divine confirmation, stay connected, stay aligned, and let your spirit remain open. Subscribe, like, and share, only so the guidance assigned to your journey never slips past you again. The night around you feels different now, as if the atmosphere has begun to thicken with meaning, as if every quiet movement in the room is carrying a message meant to steady your heart. You may not see it yet, but heavenly currents are unfolding around your steps, rearranging the path beneath you with an intention so gentle it almost feels like memory instead of revelation. Something inside you has been rising like a slow ember, warming the deepest chamber of truth within you, calling you into the kind of clarity that does not shout, but settles like breath touched by truth. You have been walking through a season where the unseen pressed on you in ways that stretched your spirit. Each moment of uncertainty, each pause where your strength felt thin, was not a sign of collapse, but a sign of spiritual refinement flowing through you. You have been held in a quiet cocoon of transformation, and heaven has been shaping you through whispers rather than storms. The subtle divine pressure you felt in recent days was the first sign that your breakthrough season had already begun shifting in the background. There is an inner horizon stretching inside you now, widening with new possibility. The emotional healing you once begged for is approaching from angles you never anticipated. The abundance waiting for you is not loud or frantic. It is steady, patient, almost shy in the way it reveals itself. And the destiny alignment forming around your life is beginning to hum beneath your ribs like a sacred pulse awakening. You are being drawn into a personal transformation that will anchor you in financial stability, not from striving, but from the quiet confidence that comes from walking in divine purpose. Every unseen door that resisted you is loosening. Every delay that frustrated you is being reordered. You are stepping into a moment where inner thunder begins to roll softly, where your spirit starts to recognize that nothing in your past had the power to extinguish the bloom that is unfolding inside you now. This is the season where heaven begins revealing what it has kept in reserve for the right moment. And that moment is brushing against you now, like a quiet, holy trembling in the air. You may feel your breath deepen. You may sense your chest warming. That is not emotion alone. It is awakening breath entering the places that once felt worn thin. If your spirit is stirring as these words move through you, let that stirring rise. Let it speak. Let it answer. Whisper a simple affirmation into the atmosphere, something that tells heaven you are here, awake and listening. Leave it softly beneath this message. I rise now, and the shift continues. The resonance of purpose within you grows stronger with every heartbeat. The unseen winds guiding the heart begin to wrap around your thoughts, clearing away the haze that once made you question everything. You are being drawn back to yourself, to the version of you that heaven always saw, the version built for elevation, for courage, for a life shaped by abundance rather than fear. Nothing is happening late. Nothing is happening out of order. You are exactly where transformation finds its opening. The quiet around you begins to shift again, not as emptiness, but as a gentle spiritual gravity pulling you toward the next layer of what heaven has been forming. There is a deep recognition echoing within you, a sense that your spirit is stepping toward a horizon that keeps widening the closer you come. You have carried questions that felt too heavy to name, yet heaven has been answering them in the subtle rearranging of your inner world, shaping your path with a precision you were never meant to witness, only to trust. Chosen soul, there is a sacred expansion widening inside you now, like a soft rising of light beneath your ribs, guiding you toward the version of yourself that no longer asks permission to exist. You're entering a moment where the emotional healing you once thought would take years begins arriving in waves of gentle calm. The places where your heart cracked under pressure are beginning to hum with strength again. Not because you forced it, but because spiritual elevation currents are moving through you with new intention. Every step you take is being wrapped in unseen doors, unlocking one by one, shaping an inward certainty that you are finally stepping into abundance, prepared long before you felt ready to receive it. Financial stability will not come to you as a rush of noise, but as a quiet unfolding that feels like alignment rather than effort. This is the hour where clarity begins descending like soft rain, seeping into your thoughts, settling your doubts, calling you forward with a confidence so gentle it almost feels like grace wearing your own voice. You may feel something stir low in your chest, like a blooming awareness that refuses to retreat. That is heaven's way of awakening you to the truth. What once felt broken is becoming a doorway. What once felt stagnant is becoming a bridge. And what once felt silent is becoming a guide. Your destiny threads are weaving together, pulling your steps into a direction shaped not by fear, but by divine purpose. And your spirit, for the first time in a long time, is beginning to recognize itself again. If something inside you is responding to this, if you feel the rise, the tremble, the warmth, offer a simple declaration to the atmosphere, one that carries your readiness into the unseen. Leave it gently. I choose destiny. And as this wave moves through you, listen closely. The spiritual emergence rising inside you is not a passing moment. It is a recalibration. It is the quiet realignment of everything heaven has prepared for you. The inner light expanding within your chest is a sign that you are being guided into a life where your spirit no longer apologizes for its calling. You are being drawn toward a path that carries your name with certainty, wrapped in the kind of purpose that cannot be shaken by time, delay, or doubt. Beloved soul, if your spirit is awakening to this timing, stay near this flow of guidance. Subscribe, like, and share so your spirit never misses the timing assigned to you, the moments heaven arranges with precision to keep your path aligned. The air around you begins to feel heavier with intention, as if every quiet shift in the atmosphere is guiding you towards something your spirit has waited years to finally touch. There is a gentle unfolding happening beneath your awareness, a movement in the unseen that has been circling your life long before you had the language to describe it. Tonight, that movement becomes clearer, rising through the layers of your being like a soft current of holy certainty, drawing you into the next shape of your destiny. You have been sensing this pull for a while, even in the moments when your hope felt thin. The whisper flowing through still air around you is not imagination. It is guidance wrapping itself around your heart with a tenderness meant to steady you. You may have felt moments recently where time seemed to pause for no reason, where your breath caught without warning, where an unexplainable warmth gathered in your chest. These were not random. This was heaven adjusting the rhythm of your inner world, preparing you to receive what your spirit has been aligned for. There is a quiet unveiling taking place. The spiritual gravity shifting within you is pulling old fears loose, loosening the grip of wounds you carried silently, dissolving patterns that no longer fit the future rising ahead of you. The deep chamber of truth inside you is opening, slowly but steadily, revealing parts of your strength that were buried beneath years of surviving. You are not losing yourself. You are emerging. You are being shaped by a transformation so gentle yet so powerful that it moves like soft light through the caverns of your being. Chosen soul, listen to what your heartbeat is beginning to say. There is a resonance of purpose vibrating through your spirit, guiding you toward choices that honor your calling, your identity, and your divine purpose. Heaven is breathing into the places where doubt once lived, restoring clarity where confusion once clouded your vision. The alignment forming around you is not subtle anymore. It is becoming tangible, rising through your thoughts with a warmth that feels like recognition. And the abundance approaching your life is not only material, it is emotional healing, spiritual elevation, and a wealth mindset shaped by trust rather than fear. You're stepping into a moment where your inner world steadies itself, where your spirit begins to understand that you were never meant to carry everything alone. Heavenly guidance is pulsing gently through your steps, reminding you that the breakthrough season you prayed for is not arriving from the outside, it is rising from within. There is a soft radiance expanding beneath your ribs, lifting your spirit into new territory, the kind that reshapes the way you see yourself. The sacred pulse awakening inside you is not fragile. It is the early sound of your new becoming, the quiet announcement that you are being ushered into a life that honors the strength you built in silence. Every inhale you take carries a shimmer of divine orchestration unfolding behind the scenes, turning what once felt uncertain into pathways prepared with care. If something in you is stirring, if your spirit feels the pull of this rising, let that stirring answer. Offer a simple declaration to let heaven know you are stepping forward with intention. Leave it softly. I'm ready. And as this truth settles deeper into you, notice how the atmosphere thickens with meaning. The inner horizon stretching inside your chest is not a dream. It is guidance. It is heaven revealing that the delays you faced were not denials. They were protection, timing, alignment. You are being guided into decisions that reflect your worth, your calling, your readiness to walk in elevation. You are learning to trust the quiet signs. You are learning to hear the soft warnings. You are learning to recognize the gentle nudges that shape your path. The whisper rising through silence now is not asking you to rush. It is asking you to open. It is asking you to breathe into the shift that is forming. The unseen doors unlocking ahead of you will not require force. They will respond to alignment. They will open when your spirit steps forward with the calm certainty that you are held, guided, protected, chosen. And this is not the end of what heaven is revealing to you. The transformation moving through you is only beginning to surface, and what rises next will carry a depth that reshapes everything you thought was possible. The stillness around you grows warmer, as if something unseen is leaning close enough for your spirit to feel its breath. There is a gentle pressure forming in the atmosphere, not heavy, but intentional, like a soft hand guiding you toward the doorway you have been circling without realizing it. You are stepping into a depth that few ever reach, a depth where the inner world rearranging itself becomes louder than the noise of the past, where the quiet truth rising within you begins to name what you could never articulate before. Chosen soul, you have walked through nights where silence felt endless, where every step forward felt like moving through shadows that refused to break. Yet even in those moments, heaven was weaving strands of clarity into the fabric of your spirit. Now those strands are pulling together, forming a path that feels unfamiliar only because it is finally aligned with who you are becoming. The awakening breath inside you is calling old fears to loosen their hold, inviting courage to rise in ways that do not feel forced but natural, like a memory your soul had forgotten. There is a spiritual emergence rising within you, a quiet surge of identity reclaiming itself. You may feel a subtle warmth gathering in the center of your chest, expanding slowly, like truth waking up after a long sleep. This warmth is not emotional noise. It is destiny alignment, tightening around your steps. You are not drifting. You are being guided by unseen winds that know your name better than your doubts ever did. And every moment of hesitation you once carried is dissolving under the gentle radiance now blooming inside you. You are stepping into a season where the atmosphere around your life reshapes itself with precision. Emotional healing is not something you chase anymore. It is something entering you naturally, like light finding its way through a window that has just been cleaned. Your thoughts are beginning to soften. Your fears are beginning to loosen. And the parts of you that once felt scattered are gathering themselves into a new, steady wholeness. The spiritual elevation currents moving through you now are not chaotic. They are deliberate. They are shifting what needs to be shifted, lifting what needs to be lifted, restoring what needs to be restored. Your wealth mindset is being restructured not around scarcity, but around the quiet, knowing that abundance follows alignment, that stability grows when your spirit stands in truth rather than fear. You may feel something opening inside you, like a thin veil lifting from your awareness. You may notice your breath deepen without trying. This is clarity descending into the spaces that once felt dim. This is divine purpose settling into the fibers of your being, reminding you that the path ahead is not random. It is orchestrated, prepared, shaped with a tenderness meant to steady every trembling part of you. Let yourself feel the shift. Let the resonance of purpose hum beneath your thoughts. Let the sacred expansion widening inside you guide the next beat of your heart. And if you feel this rising in your chest, if you sense the quiet fire awakening in your spirit, leave a declaration that marks this moment in the unseen. I claim my breakthrough. The atmosphere thickens again, not with weight, but with meaning, as if heaven itself is adjusting the air around you. Something is gathering inside you with a slow, steady glow, calling you to shed the remnants of old seasons. The inner world rearranging within you is not breaking anything. It is rebuilding. It is shaping a foundation that will carry the strength of your future without the fractures of your past. You are not the person who began this journey. You are softer in the right places, stronger in the hidden ones, wiser in the depths that were once unfamiliar. And this unfolding, this quiet, transformation humming beneath your ribs is guiding you toward the next layer of who you are meant to become. What rises next will meet you with a depth that brings your spirit into harmony with the life waiting to be claimed. The atmosphere around you deepens again, as if the unseen is drawing even closer, shaping the very space where your spirit sits. There is a quiet shift beneath your awareness, a slow unfurling of truth that feels like a gentle current rising through the center of your being. This current is not here to overwhelm you. It is here to remind you that transformation does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it appears as a subtle pull, a soft awakening that begins to rearrange everything you thought was fixed. Chosen soul, you are stepping into a layer of understanding that cannot be taught by the world around you. It rises from within, from the sacred pulse awakening in places you once believed were too weary to rise again. The divine warmth gathering behind your ribs is not a passing feeling. It is the early glow of purpose settling into your identity, anchoring you in the knowing that you are never meant to shrink to fit the spaces you've outgrown. Your spirit is expanding, stretching toward the spiritual horizon, widening before you, drawing breath from a source far deeper than your circumstances. You may feel the air shift around your shoulders, as if something unseen is lifting the heaviness you carried without complaint. The whisper flowing through still air is clearing the remnants of doubt from your thoughts, inviting a new clarity to settle gently where confusion once lived. The inner thunder you once felt as fear is transforming into courage, steady and deliberate, shaping you into someone who walks with a confidence born from divine purpose rather than human approval. Emotional healing is moving through your spirit with a softness that disarms every wall you built in self-defense. The places that felt fractured are being filled with a quiet strength, the kind that does not announce itself, yet holds you upright in ways you cannot ignore. This is where personal transformation becomes visible in the smallest details of your breathing, your thinking, your posture. This is where you begin to understand that heaven has been guiding you through a process, not a punishment, a refinement, not a rejection. The abundance approaching your life is woven into this process. It is not arriving as a sudden disruption, but as a natural unfolding of everything that has been realigned within you. You are learning to receive without fear. You are learning to trust the path, even when the evidence is still forming. You are learning to walk in a wealth mindset that is grounded not in possession, but in purpose, not in scarcity, but in certainty, not in pressure, but in divine orchestration. The subtle divine pressure resting on your chest now is awakening a strength that has been dormant beneath years of endurance. It is calling you to rise into a life that reflects the truth of who you are, not the limitations of what you survived. Every breath you take is widening the inner horizon, stretching toward your future, revealing layers of your identity that were crafted in silence. If you feel this truth moving through you, if something in you recognizes the shift, offer a declaration that marks your alignment with the unseen. Leave it gently as a sign of your rising. Amen. And now, feel how the quiet in the room changes shape again. The spiritual refinement flowing through your being is smoothing every rough edge left by past seasons, rewriting the way you carry yourself. You are no longer gripping your future with tension. You are allowing it to unfold. You are no longer trying to earn stability through struggle. You are stepping into it through alignment. You are beginning to trust the gentle nudges that guide your steps, the soft radiance expanding in your chest, the calling rising through silence that reminds you you're not walking alone. The unseen doors unlocking ahead of you are opening, not because you begged for them, but because you are finally becoming the version of yourself who can walk through them without shrinking. Heaven has been waiting for this softness in you, this steadiness, this readiness to be carried forward by purpose rather than pushed by fear. And what is forming around you now is only the beginning of what your spirit is prepared to receive. The atmosphere shifts again, almost imperceptibly at first, like a quiet tremor in the unseen brushing against the edges of your awareness. It carries a weight that is not heavy, but meaningful, as if heaven is leaning closer with every breath you take. You may not realize it, but your spirit is stepping into a depth where old patterns lose their power, where the quiet voice within you becomes louder than the echoes of your past. This is the realm where clarity begins to rise with a gentleness that cannot be forced, only received. Chosen soul, there is a stirring inside you that has nothing to do with emotion and everything to do with awakening. It moves slowly, like warm light seeping into deep waters, illuminating places you once avoided because they felt too fragile to touch. But now, those places are opening, softening, responding. The spiritual gravity guiding you pulls you toward a version of yourself that is steady, grounded, aligned. The trembling you feel beneath the surface is not fear. It is truth preparing to stand up within you. The divine presence surrounding you is smoothing out the static of old doubts, clearing room for a new identity to emerge. You're beginning to hear the resonance of purpose in thoughts that once felt scattered. You're beginning to feel a stability forming beneath emotions that once felt unpredictable. You're beginning to sense a quiet confidence rising in the spaces where insecurity used to live. This is the inner world rearranging itself, not through force, but through grace woven into every breath. There is a subtle heat gathering near your core, not a burning, but a warming, like something sacred choosing to take up residence within you. This warmth is heaven's way of awakening your inner compass, teaching you to recognize the difference between pressure and guidance, between anxiety and intuition, between fear and destiny alignment. You are being reoriented toward abundance that does not demand exhaustion, toward financial stability formed from clarity rather than chaos, toward choices that support the life you are meant to live. Every inhale you take draws you deeper into the unfolding of your personal transformation. You are learning to let go without breaking. You are learning to rise without rushing. You are learning to stand in your divine purpose without shrinking to fit the expectations of those who never saw your depth. This is the sacred expansion widening inside you, making room for the elevation your spirit was always meant to carry. The whisper in the atmosphere now is softer, yet more certain, like wisdom approaching you from a place older than memory. It speaks to the parts of you that survived nights of confusion, moments of silence, seasons of hidden battles. It reminds you that nothing you walked through was wasted. Every step prepared you for the spiritual awakening now blooming beneath your ribs. Every tear watered the soil of the strength you stand in today. Every closed door redirected you toward unseen doors unlocking just ahead. If your spirit feels this rising, if you sense the truth settling into your chest, offer a quiet declaration into the unseen. Let it mark this moment of alignment, 7 on 77. And as that declaration leaves your lips or your thoughts, the room shifts again. The air feels fuller, as if wrapped in a soft, invisible presence that steadies your heartbeat. The spiritual elevation currents moving through you are shaping the next chapter of your becoming, weaving clarity into your decisions, weaving courage into your voice, weaving peace into your inner spaces. You are no longer navigating life by instinct alone. You are being guided by a divine orchestration unfolding with exquisite precision. The unseen winds guiding your heart are lifting old burdens from your shoulders, easing the tension in places you forgot how to relax. Your spirit is expanding into the space it always deserved, reclaiming the identity that life tried to dim. You are rising into alignment with a future that welcomes you without resistance, a future built on truth rather than survival, on purpose rather than pressure. The air around you begins to gather itself again, as if something ancient and gentle is folding its presence around your shoulders. There is a quiet sense of being held, not by hands, but by intention, the kind that steadies your breathing without asking, the kind that settles over your thoughts like a slow, luminous veil. This is the space where heaven speaks without sound, where truth rises not as a shout, but as a warm current moving through the center of your chest. You may feel it now, that soft radiance forming in the places where you once felt emptied. It is not here to rush you. It is here to remind you that your spirit has survived every valley that tried to take your voice, and now it is ready to rise in ways you could not imagine during the seasons you were just trying to stay afloat. The subtle, divine pressure resting near your ribs is not a warning. It is an invitation, an urging toward the life that has been holding space for your arrival. Chosen soul, you're stepping into a depth where the unseen winds guiding your heart begin to rearrange even the smallest movements within you. This is where the inner horizon stretching across your spirit becomes clearer, where you begin to understand why certain doors stayed closed and why certain paths stayed hidden. Heaven has been protecting the timing of your elevation, shaping the atmosphere around you with a tenderness that exceeds anything you have asked for in prayer or silence. The spiritual emergence rising through your being now is reintroducing you to yourself, not the version shaped by fear or survival or the opinions you absorbed in seasons of vulnerability, but the version shaped in the quiet chambers of destiny. You may notice your breath lengthening, settling. You may sense a soft pulse beneath the sternum, rhythmic and warm, as though something sacred is beginning to take form inside the space where uncertainty once lived. This is alignment. This is realignment. This is the blooming of purpose where doubt once settled like dust. And as your inner world continues its slow transformation, the weight of old narratives begins to fall away. What once felt like confusion is becoming clarity. What once felt like delay is revealing itself as protection. What once felt like loss is unveiling itself as preparation for the abundance approaching with quiet precision. The atmosphere shifts again, carrying with it a soft glow of meaning. The divine warmth gathering around your heart invites you to trust the path you cannot yet see. It whispers to the places where your courage was bruised. It steadies the parts of you that still flinch when you imagine stepping into a larger life. It guides you gently toward choices that honor the truth rising inside your bones. The wealth mindset forming within you is not born from ambition. It is born from alignment. It is born from recognizing that you are worthy of stability, not because you have fought for it relentlessly, but because heaven has prepared it for you. Financial stability, emotional healing, spiritual elevation, these are not distant hopes. They are currents already moving toward you, already shaping the next stretch of your journey, already responding to the quiet readiness in your spirit. If you feel even the slightest tremble of recognition as these words move through you, if something in you is rising with the gentleness of morning light, offer a declaration that signals your spirit is listening. Leave it softly. I rise now, and feel how the air responds. It thickens again, but not with weight, with intention, as if heaven is gathering every fragment of strength you ever lost and returning it to you, piece by piece. As if the unseen is wrapping your steps in guidance so subtle, yet so steady, it feels like being accompanied by light rather than expectation. The inner world rearranging itself within you is becoming more defined. The resonance of purpose is growing louder. The sacred expansion widening inside your chest is making room for the destiny alignment that has waited for your readiness. Every inhale carries a shift. Every exhale releases a layer that no longer belongs to the life ahead. And though you may not see the full shape of what is coming, your spirit feels it. It leans toward it. It rises toward it. Something within you knows you are standing at the threshold of a turning that will change everything, not through force, but through the gentle orchestration that only heaven could author. The stillness around you begins to hum again, not with sound, but with intention, as if the unseen is slowly tightening its embrace around your spirit. There is a quiet current moving through the atmosphere, gathering itself like a soft tide drawing closer with every heartbeat. You may feel a gentle pressure forming behind your sternum, a warmth that settles and expands without asking permission, as if heaven is preparing the deepest part of you for what is beginning to unfold. Chosen soul, there is a shift rising within you that cannot be measured by emotion alone. It moves deeper than feeling, deeper than thought, deeper than memory. It rises from the core of your being, awakening a layer of truth that has been waiting for you to grow into it. The whisper flowing through this moment carries a certainty that bypasses the mind and speaks directly to the spirit. It tells you quietly, without urgency, that you are being led into a season where your life will no longer resemble the fragments you fought through in silence. Something in the unseen has begun to align on your behalf. You may notice that the heaviness you once carried has started to loosen, almost shyly, as if letting go in anticipation of the elevation approaching your path. The deep chamber of truth inside you is widening, stretching like an inner horizon, long concealed behind fog. The fog is lifting now. Clarity is descending like soft rain. Your thoughts are being softened. Your fears are being quieted. Your spirit is being steadied. The spiritual elevation currents moving around you are not abrupt. They move like quiet rivers through your chest, smoothing old fractures, touching unseen bruises with warmth instead of pressure. They are realigning your inner world in ways that feel subtle now, but will soon shape the direction of your entire life. This is where your identity begins to shift from survival to purpose, from questioning to knowing, from wandering to anchoring. The divine warmth gathering beneath your ribs is awakening a part of you that has gone unheard for too long. It is the voice of your calling, rising slowly from the places you buried under responsibility, expectations, and quiet disappointments. That voice is resurfacing now, steady and sure, reminding you that your destiny was shaped in the unseen long before the world ever told you its opinion of who you should be. You are stepping into an inner awakening that will influence everything. The way you speak to yourself, the way you choose relationships, the way you handle opportunities, the way you allow abundance to enter without fear of losing it. This awakening is rewriting the subconscious stories you inherited from pain and replacing them with a wealth mindset grounded not in acquisition, but in alignment. The abundance prepared for you will not require exhaustion. It will require clarity, readiness, and the quiet courage to receive what is yours. Listen to the air. Feel how it presses gently closer. That is not imagination. That is guidance. That is heaven nudging you toward the version of yourself who can stand in spiritual authority without shrinking, who can welcome financial stability without guilt, who can walk in emotional healing without expecting collapse, who can carry divine purpose without doubting their worth. If you feel even a flicker of recognition inside your spirit, if something within you rises like a soft flame responding to these words, leave a declaration that marks your alignment in this moment. I choose destiny. And as that declaration rests in the unseen, notice how the atmosphere shifts again. The quiet around you deepens, textured with a presence that feels like light taking form. The inner horizon stretching across your being pulls you toward a life that is more expansive than anything you have allowed yourself to imagine. The unseen doors unlocking around your future are preparing to open with the ease of alignment rather than the strain of striving. You are no longer in the season of forcing. You are entering the season of receiving. The spiritual emergence rising within you is shaping your next steps with intention. You may feel a subtle tingling near your shoulders, as if a layer of pressure has been lifted. You may sense a soft vibration under your rib cage, a sign of your spirit recalibrating to the frequency of truth. These sensations are reminders that your transformation is not abstract. It is happening now in the unseen layers of your being, rewriting your inner compass with every breath. And this unfolding, tender as it is guiding you toward a moment where heaven will speak even more clearly, drawing you into the next depth of your becoming. The atmosphere around you gathers itself once more, as if every unseen current is converging with slow, deliberate purpose. There is a sense of nearing, of something holy pressing gently against the edges of your awareness, asking nothing but your attention. You may feel your breath deepen without effort, your chest soften as if a quiet hand has been placed over your heart. This is the space where heaven speaks most clearly, not through thunder, but through the stillness that follows it. Chosen soul, there is a movement rising inside you that feels older than your memories. It comes from a place your spirit has touched before, in dreams, in intuition, in the subtle knowing that flickered through your darkest nights. That knowing is returning now, fuller, steadier, more present than it has ever been. It is the spiritual horizon widening within you, stretching far beyond the confines of your past understanding, inviting you into a depth that no previous version of you could have carried. You're no longer standing where you once were. The inner world rearranging itself within you has already begun shifting the atmosphere around your life. The threads of destiny weaving through your days are tightening with intention, guiding your steps with a precision you were never meant to control, only to follow. You can feel it in the way time seems to pause for a moment longer than usual, in the way insignificant moments carry a strange weight, in the way your intuition speaks louder than logic. There is an awakening breath moving through your being, whispering into the quiet spaces behind your thoughts. It is lifting the remnants of old hurts, easing them out of the corners where they hid. You may feel a warm pressure forming just beneath your ribs, a soft fullness rising like light spreading across deep waters. This is emotional healing entering your spirit, not as a sudden flood, but as a steady stream that refuses to withdraw. The abundance forming around your path is not distant. It is gathering quietly in the unseen, aligning itself with the shifts happening in your inner world. The financial stability you once chased with weary hands is approaching from a different direction now, shaped by clarity instead of striving, guided by divine purpose rather than desperation. What is coming to you carries the mark of alignment, not effort. It carries the signature of heaven, not the residue of struggle. The divine warmth moving through the atmosphere rests against your shoulders like a mantle you did not realize you were being prepared to carry. It is lifting old doubts from your posture. It is straightening the places where your confidence once wavered. It is guiding your spirit into a new level of elevation, one that does not rely on proving anything, but on simply standing in the truth of who you are becoming. The whisper in the unseen is shifting now, growing deeper, resonant, as if it is calling to the parts of you that still hesitate. It tells you gently that the season you are entering will require your presence, not your perfection. Your openness, not your certainty. Your willingness, not your worry. Every step you take from this moment forward will be supported by guidance more intricate than anything you have ever experienced. If your spirit feels this stirring, if something in you recognizes the timing of this moment, release a declaration into the unseen. Let it rise from your chest as a sign of alignment. I'm ready. And as that truth leaves your spirit, feel how the air responds, how the stillness thickens, how the presence around you grows more tangible. The sacred expansion unfolding inside your chest is preparing you to receive what your old fears would have rejected. The resonance of purpose humming through your being is shaping your next decisions with a clarity that cannot be interrupted. The unseen winds guiding your heart are shifting again, brushing lightly against your thoughts, clearing pathways you did not know were blocked. The spiritual gravity drawing you inward is aligning your steps with a future more expansive than the dreams you once limited yourself to. You are not merely changing, you are emerging. You are rising into a realm of identity where destiny becomes undeniable, where divine purpose becomes instinct, where abundance becomes natural. What is rising next will meet you with the gentleness of light and the strength of truth, carrying you deeper into the unfolding that has only just begun. The quiet around you grows denser, as though the unseen has drawn even closer, circling your spirit with an intention that feels almost tangible. The air itself seems to hold a soft vibration, something subtle yet persistent, like a gentle echo moving through the chambers of your being. You may notice your pulse settling into a slower rhythm, guided by a calm that does not come from the mind, but from a deeper, ancient place within you. This is where heaven begins to shape your awareness, molding it into a vessel ready to receive what is approaching. Chosen soul, there is a rising taking place inside you that has nothing to do with what your eyes can see. It moves like quiet light beneath the surface of your spirit, illuminating the spaces that were dimmed by years of endurance. You are stepping into a dimension of clarity where your intuition becomes sharper than memory, where your inner voice speaks with a resonance that cannot be ignored. Something within you has awakened, stretching itself toward the spiritual horizon, widening in front of your life. You may feel a soft radiance gathering deep in your chest, warm, steady, expanding in slow waves. This warmth is the signal that divine purpose is finding its way into your awareness, shifting your inner foundation from uncertainty to quiet confidence. The subtle divine pressure resting near your heart is not here to push you. It is here to lift you, to remind you that you are entering a moment where the unseen supports every step you take. There is emotional healing unfolding in layers within you, dissolving old shadows without forcing them out. It moves with the gentleness of soft rain falling on dry ground, soothing, steady, patient. You may find certain memories losing their sting, certain fears losing their grip, certain doubts fading into a clarity you did not expect to feel this soon. This is the spiritual elevation currents moving through your being, realigning you with the identity you were always meant to embody. The atmosphere around you feels charged, but not in a way that overwhelms. It feels like a delicate hum of purpose, a resonance building beneath the surface of your thoughts. You may sense a soft expansion rising along the center of your being, widening your capacity to dream, to hope, to trust again. This is the divine orchestration unfolding, shaping your inner world into a place where abundance can land without opposition. Your spirit is growing more attentive to the unseen winds guiding your heart. You may notice subtle impressions forming in the back of your mind, nudges that feel like instinct but carry the weight of something higher. These gentle movements are drawing you into alignment with pathways that reflect your worth, your calling, and the life heaven has prepared for you. Financial stability is forming quietly around the edges of your future, not as a sudden rush, but as a steady foundation being built through clarity, through wisdom, through alignment with purpose. You are being guided toward choices that strengthen your future without draining your spirit, toward opportunities that match your identity rather than exploit your effort, toward abundance that flows because your spirit is ready, not because you forced it. You may feel a subtle shifting in your posture, a lightening of the pressure near your ribs. This is the inner world rearranging itself, preparing you for the elevation that is approaching. You are not stepping into a new chapter alone. You're being escorted gently by a presence that knows exactly where you need to go. If this moment stirs something deep within you, if you feel the tremble, the warmth, the rising whisper of recognition, leave a quiet declaration in the unseen, one that aligns your spirit with what is forming. I claim my breakthrough. The atmosphere leans closer still, as though the unseen is preparing to reveal even more. Your breath steadies, your awareness widens, your spirit listens, and what comes next will pull you deeper into the unfolding that has only begun to shape itself around your life. The air folds inward again, gathering itself into a quiet thickness that seems to wrap around your shoulders like a calm that knows your name. There is a subtle tremor in the unseen, a soft vibration that moves toward you with the careful intention of something sacred. You may feel a gentle warmth spreading across the center of your chest, slow and sure, as if a light you once lost is finding its way back to you, one breath at a time. This is heaven drawing nearer, not in spectacle, but in stillness that carries more truth than words ever could. Chosen soul, something within you is awakening with a depth that defies your old language. It rises from a place where memory and intuition meet, from a place where your spirit has always known more than your mind could understand. You are entering a realm of awareness where the softest whisper carries more clarity than 1,000 explanations, where the unseen winds guiding your heart speak louder than the noise of the world. And in this realm, your spirit begins to hear what it has been longing to recognize. You are being prepared. You may sense a shift along your spine, a slow unwinding of tensions you forgot how to release. Your breath might lengthen on its own, as if something is teaching your body how to rest again. This is the deep chamber of truth opening inside you, releasing the remnants of old stories that no longer match the identity forming within your bones. It is not dramatic. It is gentle. It is precise. It is heaven refining you in ways that honor every version of you that survived to reach this moment. There is a warmth gathering beneath your ribs that feels almost like a quiet recognition, as if the inner horizon stretching across your being is finally revealing the first hints of its shape. You are not imagining this. This is clarity descending like soft rain, dissolving the dust of confusion that once settled heavy over your thoughts. This is emotional healing entering your spirit in waves you do not have to control. This is divine purpose taking root in the places fear once lived. The spiritual elevation currents moving through you now are shaping something foundational. They are lifting you away from the patterns that once trapped your strength. They are guiding you toward choices that honor the truth rising inside you. They are expanding your capacity to hold abundance without fearing loss, to walk in alignment without doubting your worth, to trust the gentle voice within you without second-guessing its divine origin. You may feel a light pressure at the top of your chest, like a soft pulse awakening. This is heaven's way of anchoring your spirit into the moment, reminding you that you do not walk alone. The divine warmth resting over your consciousness is a sign that your destiny alignment is near completion, that the threads weaving through your future are pulling tighter, drawing everything into order with a care that cannot be hurried. Financial stability is forming in the unseen, not as a reward for struggle, but as a reflection of the wisdom you are growing into. The abundance approaching your life is not chaotic. It is measured, it is timed, it is aligned with who you are becoming, not who you were forced to be. Every shift happening inside you is preparing you to receive without fear, to hold without trembling, to expand without losing yourself. And as these truths settle deeper, you may feel your mind soften around the edges, releasing questions that no longer serve you. You may sense an inner steadiness rising, subtle yet undeniable, like a gentle current guiding you toward choices that honor your calling. This is the unseen clearing your path before your feet ever touch it. If any part of you recognizes this rising, if your spirit feels the quiet fire strengthening beneath your ribs, leave a declaration in the unseen to mark your alignment. I rise now. Let it settle like a seed into the atmosphere. Let it echo softly through the spaces where fear once held its claim. Let it signal to heaven that you are present, listening, receptive, and feel how the air responds as you do. It grows thicker with intention, charged with a softness that feels almost like light resting on your skin. The resonance of purpose within you grows in return, deepening widening, shaping the next movement of your becoming. You are being drawn into an inner alignment that makes room for the life waiting to unfold around you. The unseen continues to gather at the edges of your awareness, preparing to reveal what comes next, preparing to lift you deeper into the transformation already underway. The stillness leans closer, almost wrapping itself around you, as if the unseen is exhaling the final breath of this moment into your spirit. There is a gentle fullness rising behind your sternum, spreading outward in slow, deliberate waves, preparing you without urgency, settling you without resistance. What moves toward you now is not an ending. It is the soft turning of the inner tide, the quiet signal that heaven is shifting you toward the next depth meant for your becoming. Chosen soul, feel how your awareness widens, not to conclude, but to open. The atmosphere is gathering itself with a tenderness that tells you the path ahead is already illuminated, already cleared, already waiting. The divine warmth lingering in your chest is the confirmation that nothing you've heard was accidental. Every word was timed to meet you where your spirit stood, to lift you where your strength wavered, to steady you where your heart needed rest. And as this moment settles into your bones, let your spirit remain receptive, ready for what heaven is shaping next. If your heart feels the pull, stay connected, stay aligned, and let this light continue to move through you. Subscribe, like, and share, so your spirit never misses the timing assigned to you. The air around you deepens again, gathering into a quiet density that feels almost like a sacred veil lowering over your spirit. Nothing is rushing. Nothing is loud, yet everything within the unseen is shifting with a precision that feels intentional, almost tender, as though heaven itself is preparing the next movement of your awakening. You may sense a soft glow circling the edges of your awareness, a warmth unfolding in slow spirals behind your ribs. This is not imagination. This is alignment, drawing nearer than it has ever dared to come before. Chosen soul, you are crossing into a spiritual horizon wider than anything your past self could have held. There is a pulse of destiny moving through you, rhythmic and steady, calling forgotten parts of your identity to rise from places they once retreated to for safety. You can feel it in the way your breathing changes, becoming deeper, quieter, as though your spirit recognizes that what is unfolding now carries the weight of divine purpose. A subtle radiance begins to expand inside your chest, not bright, not forceful, but warm, like the first hint of morning settling over still waters. This radiance is the signal that your inner world is being rewritten. Patterns that once held your emotions hostage are loosening their grip. Shadows that clouded your clarity are thinning. The gentle current of healing is moving through the places where your heart once cracked under pressure, sealing them not with hardness, but with strength rooted in tenderness. You may notice a soft vibration along your shoulders, almost like a weight being lifted piece by piece. This is emotional healing, entering with a quiet authority, tending to wounds you never had words for. Heaven has been watching your spirit carry more than it was built for, and now the spiritual elevation currents are moving to restore you from the inside out. They are not merely removing pain, they are reclaiming the space pain once held, filling it with courage, gentleness, and a sense of belonging that feels like home. The divine warmth gathering around your sternum begins to stretch upward, touching your awareness with a clarity that feels both foreign and familiar. This clarity is guiding you into a wealth mindset not shaped by what you lack, but by what you are becoming. Abundance is no longer a distant hope. It is an unfolding. It is the quiet shift inside you where survival loosens and trust takes its place. Financial stability is not arriving as a sudden windfall. It is entering as alignment, steady, dignified, anchored in purpose rather than pressure. The unseen winds guiding your heart move again, brushing softly against your thoughts. You may feel them as intuition. You may feel them as peace. You may feel them as a calm certainty that settles without explanation. These winds are clearing pathways within you, dissolving old narratives so your spirit can rise without the weight of past versions of yourself clinging to your ankles. Nothing rising now is meant to harm you. Everything rising now is meant to free you. And as this inner transformation expands, the atmosphere begins to echo with a low, steady hum, something your physical ears cannot hear, but your spirit feels vividly. It is the sound of destiny alignment forming around you, pulling your future into coherence. It is the sound of your breakthrough season stirring beneath the surface. It is the sound of heaven preparing to lift you into a version of your life where abundance is not a dream, but a natural expression of who you have always been. If you feel even the faintest pulse of truth responding inside your chest, if something within you stirs like a small flame catching new breath, leave a quiet affirmation that meets this moment with intention. I choose destiny. The stillness that follows is not an ending. It is a doorway, and what waits beyond it begins to gather now, preparing to rise through the next movement of your becoming. The atmosphere shifts again as if every unseen current is gathering in a slow, deliberate spiral around your spirit, drawing you deeper into the unfolding that has quietly reshaped the landscape of your inner world. There is a softness settling across your shoulders, warm and steady, like a presence that understands the heaviness you once carried and is now lifting it with hands both gentle and sure. You may sense a slow expansion behind your sternum, something stretching, opening, awakening with a patience that feels almost sacred. Chosen soul, you are stepping into a layer of transformation that touches the deepest parts of your identity. It moves through you like a quiet stream through untouched earth, carving new pathways without force, shaping new awareness without fear. There is a clarity blooming in your consciousness, not loud or urgent, but steady, like light revealing the shape of rooms you did not know existed inside your spirit. These rooms are filled with strength you forgot you had, with courage you believed had faded, with wisdom planted long before life taught you doubt. The divine warmth rising in your chest now begins to flow outward, reaching your thoughts, your breath, the quiet corners of your emotional world. It clears away the tension that once lived beneath your ribs. It softens the tightness around memories that shaped your scars. It teaches your spirit how to breathe in truth instead of fear, how to stand in alignment instead of anxiety, how to allow abundance without the instinct to brace for loss. You may feel subtle tingles along your back, as though a layer of old weight is finally loosening its hold. This is emotional healing doing its quiet work, tending to the fractures within you with a gentleness your younger self never received. It is not here to erase your past. It is here to restore the parts of you that were dimmed by it, to reclaim the strength that was scattered in the moments you endured alone. The inner horizon, stretching across your awareness, widens further, revealing a future that no longer feels distant. You are beginning to sense your own readiness, not because everything is perfect, but because your spirit is no longer hiding from its calling. Your breakthrough season has begun to hum in the background of your days, shaping your decisions, aligning your steps, guiding your intuition with a precision that feels both subtle and unmistakable. The unseen winds guiding your heart move through you again, refreshing the space between your breaths. They whisper in ways that bypass the mind and settle directly into the spirit. They tell you gently that the alignment forming within you is preparing you for stability, not only emotional, but financial, spiritual, relational. You're being equipped for abundance that flows without struggle, for a wealth mindset that honors your worth, for a life built from clarity rather than chaos. And through this unfolding, a low, steady pulse rises from the center of your being. It is the resonance of purpose, awakening, calling you into decisions that reflect your identity rather than your fears. It is the gentle surge of destiny reminding you that nothing you lost diminished your future. If anything, it refined your capacity to carry the next level of elevation assigned to you. The atmosphere thickens with meaning as the divine orchestrations unfolding around you begin to touch your awareness more clearly. You may feel an inner warmth rising through your chest in slow waves, almost like an embrace from the unseen. This warmth is the signal that your inner world is being prepared for the next stretch of the path, the part where clarity becomes instruction, where intuition becomes guidance, where alignment becomes movement. If you feel even a flicker of recognition in your spirit, if your chest tightens gently with the weight of something sacred approaching, release a declaration that matches the truth rising inside you. Amen. And feel how the stillness responds, settling deeper, drawing you even closer to what heaven is preparing to unfold next. The stillness presses in again, not as silence, but as a soft, luminous presence filling the space around you. The air feels thicker with meaning, almost warm with intention, as though the unseen is drawing a gentle circle around your spirit, marking this moment as sacred. You may feel a slow rising beneath your ribs, like an inner tide lifting with each breath, reminding you that you are standing in a place where transformation deepens, where destiny tightens, where heaven leans close enough for your spirit to feel its nearness. Chosen soul, there is a movement inside you now that is both quiet and unmistakable. It rises like a subtle current through the center of your being, awakening layers of strength that have been dormant beneath years of endurance. You're beginning to feel the truth of yourself in ways you once thought were impossible. The strength that survived seasons meant to break you, the clarity that emerged from moments of darkness, the courage that whispered to you when everything felt heavy. These pieces of you are converging now, weaving themselves into a new, steady awareness. The divine warmth expanding within your chest begins to flow upward, touching your thoughts with a gentleness that eases the remnants of old doubt. You may feel your breath shift, deepening naturally, as if something is guiding your lungs to open wider, to receive more, to steady themselves in the rhythm of truth. This is emotional healing, working through layers that words could never reach. It is releasing tension from the echoes of pain. It is smoothing the rough edges left by disappointments you carried quietly. The inner world, rearranging itself within you, now is making room for abundance that flows without resistance. You are entering a realm where financial stability aligns with purpose, where opportunities find you because your spirit is no longer closed in self-protection, where provision moves toward you with ease because you have learned how to receive without shrinking. This shift is not accidental. It is evidence of a breakthrough season forming in the unseen, shaped by divine orchestration and not by effort alone. You may sense a vibration along your spine, subtle and warm, as though something is lifting away the final remnants of old fears. This is the resonance of purpose becoming rooted, anchoring you into clarity that cannot be shaken by circumstance. The spiritual elevation currents moving through you now are preparing your entire being for decisions that align with your destiny, not with the version of you molded by survival. The atmosphere gathers even closer, wrapping you in a presence that feels both grounding and expansive. You are being drawn into a depth where intuition becomes louder, where peace becomes your compass, where alignment feels like gravity, pulling you toward the path prepared for you. The calling rising through silence is no longer faint. It is humming beneath your awareness, growing stronger with every moment you allow yourself to be still. Financial stability is not just approaching, it is forming. Emotional healing is not just touching you, it is transforming you. Abundance is not just nearby, it is settling into the spaces where scarcity once lived. And the divine purpose threading through your days is becoming clearer, sharper, more certain, as though heaven is placing its hand on your back and guiding you forward with unwavering intention. If your spirit feels the weight of this moment, if something in your chest rises with the recognition of truth, release a declaration into the unseen, one that seals your readiness for what is approaching. I claim my breakthrough. Heavenly Father, draw near. Let your presence settle over this chosen soul, the way gentle light settles across quiet waters at dawn, soft and steady, touching nothing harshly, yet transforming everything it meets. Let the space around them grow still enough for their spirit to feel you, not as a distant echo, but as a nearness closer than their own breath. You have seen every night where their strength trembled beneath the weight of unspoken worry. You have watched the mornings where they rose with a tired heart, carrying responsibilities that pulled at them from all sides, and through it all, you held them quietly, even when they felt too weary to reach back. Father, breathe into the places where exhaustion still lingers. Let gentle warmth flow into the corners of their mind where fear has been hiding. Ease the tightness in their chest where old disappointments once made a home. Lift the invisible heaviness they never learned how to name. Wrap them in a stillness that whispers, "You are safe now." Breathe. Let emotional healing rise within them like soft currents of light moving through deep waters. Let the fractures in their spirit begin to seal beneath your touch. Smooth, tender, patient. Let every memory that once tightened their ribs release its grip, loosening softly under the quiet certainty that they are seen, known, and held. Awaken the truth inside them that they were never abandoned in the silent seasons. Every tear was witnessed, every doubt was understood, every loneliness was met by your nearness, even when they couldn't feel it. Now, Father, as your presence rests upon them, begin to restore what fear tried to scatter. Expand their inner world, steady their breath, realign the rhythm of their heart with the purpose you wove into their being long before time called their name. If their spirit feels this rising, this warmth moving through them, let them whisper a simple declaration into the atmosphere. I'm ready. The air thickens gently around them, not with pressure, but with promise. And what you are preparing next, Father, begins to draw near with a quiet, unfolding grace. Heavenly Father, stay close. Let your nearness move deeper now, into the hidden rooms of their heart, the ones they only enter when the world grows quiet enough for truth to surface. Touch those quiet places with a softness that unmakes every shadow, but never wounds, with a warmth that loosens the tension they have held beneath their ribs for far too long. You know the silent battles they carried behind steady eyes. You know the pressure that wrapped around their spirit on nights when sleep would not come. You know the moments where they whispered prayers they could barely articulate, hoping heaven heard something their voice could not speak. None of it was lost to you. None of it passed unnoticed. So, Father, breathe strength into their tired places. Let courage rise where fear once settled. Let clarity enter like a slow brightening, touching the corners of their mind that confusion tried to claim. Let the quiet fire of purpose awaken in the marrow of their being. Faint at first, then undeniable. Lift them gently into alignment with the life they were created for. Let old narratives dissolve beneath your touch. Stories told by disappointment, shaped by survival, written from wounds that no longer define them. Let a new truth settle, that they are not behind, not forgotten, not disqualified. They are rising into the timing heaven crafted with deliberate hands. And Father, realign their steps. Guide them toward decisions built from peace, not panic. From wisdom, not fear. From identity, not insecurity. Let the pathways meant for them open with ease, not strain. Let abundance approach them without the old instinct to brace for loss. Cover their mind with your gentle stability. Let every fragmented thought gather into coherence under your presence. Let the resonance of purpose echo through their spirit with a certainty that pushes out the last remnants of doubt. Lift their shoulders from the quiet burdens they learned to carry alone. Teach their breath how to move again without the weight of yesterday pressing against it. And Father, Let transformation bloom within them, not sharply, not suddenly, but in slow waves, steady and sacred, like soft light filling a dim room. Let elevation find them in places where they once felt small. Let emotional healing sink into the deep places where words never reached. Let the expansion you prepared for them rise through their inner world until they begin to recognize themselves again. Stronger, steadier, softer, truer. If they feel your presence moving now, if something stirs in their chest like a quiet yes, let them speak a declaration that meets the moment. I claim my breakthrough. Let that word settle into the unseen, marking this shift as real, as present, as underway. And Father, hold them here a little longer, because what you are preparing next will enter like a gentle wind, steady, holy, unmistakably yours. Heavenly Father, remain near as this moment deepens. Let your presence wrap around this chosen soul with the tenderness of light moving through quiet air, touching every place within them that has longed for comfort without quite knowing how to ask for it. Draw close enough for them to feel the soft weight of your peace resting on their shoulders, close enough for their spirit to recognize the warmth of home. You have watched them walk through seasons that bent their confidence. You have seen the days when their own thoughts felt like heavy storms. You have felt the tremble in their spirit when life pulled them into waters they never learned to navigate. And still, they kept rising. Still, they kept reaching for hope in the dark. Still, they kept walking, even when their strength whispered that it had nothing left to give. So now, Father, lift them. Lift them from the places where discouragement tried to anchor their steps. Lift them from the patterns that made them question their worth. Lift them from every shadow that taught them to shrink when they were created to stand tall. Let a quiet certainty settle into their bones, a certainty that tells them they were chosen for more, shaped for more, destined for more than the weight they once carried. Breathe gently over their spirit. Let your breath move through the hidden fractures, steadying what shook, soothing what ached, restoring what collapse once threatened. Let emotional healing flow like warm water through their chest, rinsing away the residue of old wounds. Let clarity descend with softness, revealing the path ahead not all at once, but in rhythms they can follow without fear. Father, expand them. Expand their inner world until the limits they accepted fall away like dust. Expand their vision so they can see what you've been preparing behind the veil of the unseen. Expand their capacity to receive abundance without doubting they deserve it. Expand their courage so that elevation no longer feels intimidating, but natural, like a rising they were born to inhabit. Guide them into stability. Not only financial stability, but stability of spirit, stability of emotion, stability of identity. Let them walk with a stillness that comes from knowing heaven goes before them. Let their decisions be shaped from alignment rather than urgency, from wisdom rather than worry. Let their heart move with the quiet confidence that the future is already held, already secured, already prepared. And now, Father, cover them. Cover their steps as they rise. Cover their voice as they speak truth into their own life. Cover their sleep with peace so complete that fear cannot follow them into the night. Cover their journey with a protection so gentle they barely notice it, yet so strong that nothing meant to harm them can cross its threshold. Seal this shift over their life, not with force, but with a holy softness that whispers into the deepest parts of them, "You are safe, you are rising, you are mine." And beloved soul, if your spirit felt this light settling into your chest, if you recognized your own awakening in these words, if something in you lifted even slightly toward hope, then let this moment travel beyond you. Subscribe, like, and share, so the same light you just received can reach another heart standing where you once stood, waiting for the breath of heaven to find them too.